awesome. Oh, Clark, hey. Good to see you among the living, man. Check it out. It's the latest talent mix.
Thanks, Pete.
Good to see you all among the living. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Talon Mix. It is a Smallville recap podcast, Season 6. We're making it happen. I think I forgot about that last week, but it's back. It's not going anywhere, because we are making it
last
happen.
Last week, we weren't making it happen last week.
We weren't making it happen
We were
last
not
week.
making it happen.
No one,
Not
to be fair,
that was
no one was making it happen.
No. But this week we're making it happen,
We're
Brian.
back to making it
Our
happen.
no stinker streak is back. We're back on a no stinker streak.
New rule, new edition. Do we only say we're making it happen when it's a good one?
I mean, I feel like you and I are trying to make it happen no matter what.
You're right. You're absolutely correct. Season 6, we're making it happen. Is that getting old yet?
Making it happen.
Hey, how's the temperature where you are?
It's a nice, cool, like 70-something.
I hate your guts. I'm on the, at the time of recording this, there is a real bad East Coast heat wave. And that's a great...
Interesting. I haven't heard of anything about it. That's weird. It's not in the news or anything.
So fucking miserable, dude. And it's a great time for your AC to be shoddy, your car not to have AC. Just an absolute fucking disaster.
Yeah, you're just soaking, just like miserable.
You can see me. I am sitting in a kiddie pool, just filled with ice, and just praying for death. You know what I could use? Some hydro. That's the name of this episode.
I forgot. I was like, wait, what's this bit? What? I don't remember.
You don't remember our famous character, Hydro? And he comes in and he dances. He passes out water bottles because hydrating is important.
I was like, is this a bit from a different podcaster that he thinks is me? Like, he does another podcast behind my back and has bits with people.
I do a podcast all about hydration because I famously drink enough water.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen you drink a water.
Me neither.
I've seen you drink all the time.
Yeah. I'm consistently drinking. That ain't the problem. My wife and I were. We had been outside because my kid loves to be outside. She like bangs on the door like, let me out. I don't want to be inside where Super Mario World is. Guys, Super Mario World is great. And that's the inside thing.
Yeah.
So like we took her around in the park, yada, yada, in the crazy heat, kind of wore her out a little bit. She loved every goddamn minute of it, having a great time. And we're realizing like we're back home. It's that night and we're both not feeling good. God, what's the matter with us? A little woozy, a little lightheaded. Then realizing neither of us had drank water all day. And like, we are dehydrated. We made sure the kid got water. The kid was a water balloon. Right. We did not think to take a sip ourselves. Like fucking morons.
Even when we were in Vancouver and you weren't drinking alcohol, I still didn't see you drink water.
Nope.
I mean, it was all...
soda, Diet Coke, baby.
or brown liquids.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just...
Yep. Nope. I subsist on beer and Diet Coke and nothing in between. Sometimes wine.
To be fair, at the time, I was also only drinking soda or beer in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Now I pretty much only drink water.
Cool party Zach just rolled in. Wee woo, wee woo. That's the sound of Zach's party wagon. Hey kids, got any drugs? Any drugs around here?
Just water. Got H2O. Mix it myself.
Oh man, that's the heat's getting to me, man. Hey, this episode's pretty good. A good Tom Welling joint. Did you catch that?
He directed it.
This is a Tom Welling directed episode.
Oh, this is his first banger.
This is a like a bit of AC, like a well air conditioned movie theater in the middle of an East Coast heat wave.
Yes.
This was a good episode to get us out of a little bit of a slump. It was like, And it took me a bit. It took me like 2 acts before I was like, oh, okay, good. We're back, baby. We're back. I'm back in a better mood.
Now that you tell me the Tom Welling of it all, that makes me think about it a different way. Like, interesting. We'll have to talk about that more as we go through the episode. I agree. It starts off rough because of the Tori Spelling of it all.
Tori Spelling is here. I don't know if the kids know who Tori Spelling is. She's on the periphery of my pop culture knowledge. TBH. I wasn't
same.
90210.
For me, I knew who she was because she played herself in Scream 2.
Got it. Right.
A scene from the fake stab movie.
Right.
She plays the Sidney Prescott character, but after watching her performance here, like I've always thought Scream 2, she was like purposely doing bad acting, like as part of a bit, and now I'm like,
she's got. I like we just said, I didn't watch 90210. Which was, I think, her big thing apart from just being a Nepo baby. Her father is the TV guy. Her dad, throw a rock at a show before 1980 and her dad made it. She's got a weird kind of like His Girl Friday affectation going here. A real whiz bang. Hey, sailor. Like,
yeah, I guess I shouldn't be. I can only criticize her in this episode because I haven't seen her in anything else. So I don't know. Maybe she's normally got it.
I mean, I don't know if anyone's got a list of like the great Tori Spelling performances. The definitive Tori Spelling performances. I don't know when
Scream 2's on there. Scream 2's on there for sure.
All right, so this week we watched Hydro. It's the 10th episode of the 6th season of Smallville. It's the 120th episode overall. It aired on January 11th, 2007. This is another Soders and Peterson episode. I keep pointing those out because they're going to run the show at some point.
And they're usually pretty good episodes.
Usually pretty good, but a couple stinkers too. Couple stinkers.
Sure.
These things, the way these things work, if it's creatively fulfilling, that's a bonus. This thing just has to get done.
Yes, yeah.
You can't.
And also, in TV, just because your name's on the credit for writing the script doesn't mean you necessarily had the most to do with that particular script.
Right. But also, like, even if, think about everything you, the royal you, all out there listening, you've all worked on creatively. TV does not have any element of like, this one isn't working. Let's take it again from the top. Let's read.
No, it's all first drafts.
Yeah, like it's gotta get done. Doesn't matter if it's not working. It's gotta get done.
Yeah, I mean, we're always critical. People talk about that with shows like Lost, where they were very critical of, if it meandered in the middle of the season or something never paid off or whatever. I mean, Lost did a pretty damn good job considering they did not have, like, nowadays it's like, okay, I have 2 years to make 6 episodes.
Right.
It was like, we're doing 20 something. We're starting now and we're not going to stop until we're done.
Right.
And
I remember and I've talked about this on the show before, but I remember this feeling of like, Lost is a highly syndicated show and like you have to absolutely watch all of it in order to, compared to today, not even.
No.
This is an episodic adventure show.
Well, that's the secret sauce of Lost, is that it's both.
Right.
Where the present day stuff is serialized, but then every episode you get that flashback story. That's basically like an anthology story.
Right. But also even the serialized stuff is still like we have a first act. It sets up a problem.
Totally.
It's still an episode of television.
Exactly. They were still doing structure and resolution.
Structure.
Like, stories were resolved. Of course, there was a new question at the end of each episode to get you into the next one, but the story of the episode was resolved, which now a lot of shows are like, it doesn't matter, it's one big movie, there's nothing, just end it here.
And I'm okay. I've been watching The Bear, finally. Season 3 just dropped this weekend at the time of recording, just to place this in time. But season 3, not great so far.
Oh, really?
Banger
Oh, no.
first season, very good second season. Season 3, now for most shows, season 3 probably pretty good. Those first 2 seasons are really good. And so like a little like, what are we doing is a problem. That show is, don't get me wrong, 8 to 10 episodes, I think. And it's a 10-hour movie. They're a half hour. They're half-hour episodes usually.
Yeah, 5-hour movie, yeah.
But it's closer to novel than movie, you know?
Sure.
Of like,
sure,
it's broken up and like there are chapters and there are things to chapters. There's an episode that's all one shot, you know? Like, it's using the form well. It is meant to be watched over a couple of days, and it's adapted to the way people watch streaming television in a way that is artistically good. But
totally,
I do just love a fucking contained hour of television, man.
yes, and yeah, the 6-hour, 10-hour movie thing can work great. I just have a problem with when the breaks seem arbitrary.
Exactly, and The Bear does not have that problem. It artistically does it well. It's the way you're meant to watch it. It adapts to. Stranger Things also does it usually pretty well. I think Stranger Things is the beginning of the problem, but every time I'm watching Stranger Things, I'm having a good time. Like,
I fucking love Stranger Things.
So
I can't wait for it to come back.
I've had this take before, and then I swear to God we'll get into the recap. But every time Stranger Things comes around, it's like, oh fuck, this thing I gotta watch. God damn. And then we start it up, and I'm like, fuck. I love this show.
I'm in. I'm in. Yeah.
These scamps and their monsters.
I get that way with all shows that go away for a long time and come back, where I'm like, it's like having an ex. Like, you had a really intense, like, passionate relationship, and then they leave, and then they're back, and you're like, I gotta remember where we left off. Like, I don't know. It's all in the past.
And then every now and again, they're like, you want to smooch again?
You're like, oh wait, hold on. I remember why we did this.
Yeah. Zach and I both dated Stranger Things, the TV show.
It almost ended our friendship.
Yeah, it was real weird. We got past it, but
we realized that there's no limit to how many people can date Stranger Things.
Right, and we don't usually watch it at the same time.
That one night.
That one time. We don't talk about that. It's fine. It's nothing to be ashamed of. We all had a good time, but we don't talk about it. We agreed to that. Linda Lake, the weekly gossip columnist, barges into... I'm, of course, reading directly from the Smallville wiki, smallville.fandom.com. Linda Lake, the weekly gossip columnist at the Daily Planet, is maybe what the recap should say, barges into the basement offices of the Daily Planet, never mind, and demands that Chloe Sullivan makes copies of her article. Chloe objects because she is not her personal assistant and questions Linda's reporting policies, pointing out that her newest article, Lake has exposed that Metropolis Meteors player Mike Dawson is using performance-enhancing drugs and has ruined his career. Is this are the Metropolis Meteors baseball? Then yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
I was trying to figure that out myself because we know Sharks is football. I think we've heard the baseball team though, and I think it's a different.
I thought they said
maybe it's hockey.
Baseball. Did I just hear steroids? Did I just? I thought so, but also maybe I just heard steroids and thought baseball.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. It would be weird that this scandal broke. I guess it doesn't have to be during the season. That doesn't make a difference. Yeah. Okay. I want to see a list of all the Smallville universe Metropolis sports teams.
Yes. Give me all.
I want to know exactly what's going on. Metropolis is a big city. They might have 2 football teams. You know what I'm saying?
Know what you're saying.
Little Subway series.
It's tough to have a football stadium in New York. Like, New York City doesn't have a football stadium. It's outside the city. I think it's technical. I think the Giants Jets shared stadium is technically in New Jersey.
That wouldn't surprise me. At all.
So is the Sharks stadium technically in Smallville?
I mean, it's only a 20-minute drive now that they have that bridge.
Right, the bridge, of course.
They built the bridge over the river that was making it take 3 hours.
Which the bridge was probably built to accommodate the new sharks.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's all coming together.
There we go. Or the meteors, whoever. Really, whatever stadium out there, it all makes sense. It all.
If you at home, if you have a plot hole that you need filled, call Brian and Zach at 555.
Let us introduce you to Bridge.
Can we be professional plot hole fillers? Like, just movie studios don't hire us. It's people who want to be able to enjoy a movie, but they can't because there's a big plot hole. Just call us.
I had a friend once who is still a friend. But we were talking about The Last Jedi, a famously uncontroversial film. And he did not enjoy the film, which I think is valid. And his reasons were not sexist and racist. They were just stupid. And that's fine. It's allowed. But he talked about how in the opening scene, if you remember The Last Jedi, it's been a while since I've seen it, but they effectively have like a dogfight kind of scene, and one of the spaceships like drops bombs on the Imperial starship. And he's like, in space, how with the gravity, how would that even work? And like, forget about like, well, it's supposed to just like tie into the dogfight footage that kind of inspired those scenes in Star Wars. It's more about, but I'm talking like, well, if you read some of like the deep lore, you can learn about the honing beacons they put into the missiles so that they attract to the starship. That's a known thing. That's a known Star Wars thing. And he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, no, I just fucking pulled that out of my ass because it's a fucking fantasy movie. Like,
right.
All this shit's fake.
No, people make the mistake of thinking Star Wars is sci-fi. We've talked about this a million times, but it doesn't take place in space. It takes place in magic space that's not real.
It's not real. It's
not Star Trek. We're not in Star Trek.
And even Star Trek is pretty close to fantasy.
Of course.
But yes.
Of course. But they at least make a show of pretending to do the science stuff.
Right.
You know, and they're asking very like sci-fi questions. And Star Wars is not asking any sci-fi questions at all. It's like, this is fantasy fun, save the princess, sword fighting, space.
Can I make a hot take? Do you ever read like fantasy novels, like those big, dumb, thick fantasy? Now you're a bigger reader than me. Do you ever read the big, dumb, thick fantasy novels?
The closest I ever got was Dune. I want to, but once I encounter like 6 words that are made up, then I'm like, I lose track and my brain can't handle it.
So speaking of that, a lot of like fantasy book fans, I'm not talking Lord of the Rings, I'm talking like Brandon Sanderson, the Cosmere fucking thing. So I made an earnest effort, and I'm like, I fucking have a life to live.
The books are gigantic. I've also looked into that.
Fucking big, and they're fucking dumb. They're dumb, and I don't even mean that in a bad way, but like, this is a lot of words for like dumb.
Well, that guy you mentioned, Sanderson.
Yeah,
he writes like 8 million page books, and he's fucking prolific. He's got like 700 books.
Right. That's
I'm impressed.
It's so incredible.
Impressive.
He will have to finish fucking Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones not done.
He already finished someone else's.
I believe he finished Wheel of Time, which is an important piece of the genre that I will just never read. It looks really boring.
I bet he's like, I already finished Game of Thrones, so let me know when you're ready.
Right. I'm ready to go.
I have it. No, it's written. It's written here. I wrote it last weekend. I
just banged it out. You want to take a look?
Yeah.
But so these big fantasy books, a lot of fantasy readers talk about magic systems. Have you heard this? So this is big among fantasy people. How does the magic work?
Right.
They love this. It's specifically magic system. And in Brandon Sanderson, in the Cosmere, they're like, oh, the magic system is really detailed.
You know why I know what that means is because when I was doing research on these Brandon Sanderson books and like, hey, do I want to try this? I was looking like reviews and snippets, and one person complained that the magic system doesn't make sense, or there's holes in it or something.
Yeah. It's very that. So these very detailed explanations of how magic works. If magic is more than just magic, Tolkien's like, Gandalf's a wizard. Don't worry about it, what it means. You wouldn't understand it anyway. If it's more detailed than that, say 1,000 pages of details of how the magic works, that's sci-fi.
It's true. That's really true. Yeah. Yeah. It's different. Like if you have thousands of pages on the world, I guess, like with like a Tolkien thing, like where you're like building.
Right.
But I know you get it. Yeah. At a certain point, you do get to like, when you're coming at me with rules, that's very sci-fi.
Right. Not that it matters. You can still enjoy your medieval sci-fi books, but it's still fucking sci-fi.
Your medieval sci-fi.
That's what it is. That's it. If you want to read Sanderson but don't want to do those fucking Cosmere books that are, I'm sure are great. I'm sure they're great. I'm sure they're valid. I bet people who like, I have lots of friends who like them.
They're fucking beloved, bro.
Right.
They're beloved.
There is, I have it on my shelf. I'm hoping that I will see it in time. He has this other series. I think there's only 3 of them, and they're normal sized. They're like 300 to 500 pages. And he
wrote them in an afternoon.
Yeah, right.
He just banged it out.
But it's a cool kind of steampunky city, and the magic is they control metal, and they do heists and stuff, and they're pretty good. Sweet. If you want to read Sanderson but don't want to fucking go that far, those are pretty good. I'll think of the name. This episode's pretty good, and we're avoiding.
We're not avoiding. This is what the show is.
This is what the show is. Take that, Talkville, who apparently won't do the show anymore if you don't fucking give them Patreon money.
Did you listen to that?
No, I just heard you and I believe you.
No. I don't know if he was joking or not, but he was like...
If he was joking,
they
I
were
believe
talking about the future. Yeah, and he was like, if you wanted me to do season 8 and beyond, like there's no way I'm doing it if there's not a big following. Like so donate to Patreon or whatever. I'm paraphrasing, but I was like, come on, bro.
It's to like say the quiet part out loud is so fucking wild. Like to put it on the people who are I don't know how many podcasts you listen to. I listen to a couple a week, but it takes a lot for a new one to enter my rotation, It takes a lot to listen to people I don't know for an hour. It's a lot. And so obviously it means a lot that you all are listening. And we'd appreciate it if you indicated that you liked it on your podcasting app of choice. But it's fine. It's fine.
And we're both big fans of these people, but the narcissism to be like, I'll recap only the ones I'm in. Once I'm not in it anymore, I'm not going to.
Unless you fucking give us Patreon
talk
money.
To the other star about it, who's my friend, Tom Welling. Like, I don't know. I think it would be interesting to see what happened to the show after I left. Also, someone should tell him they talk about his fucking character a lot when he's not there.
Oh, do that.
So, yeah, they do.
Here's what bugs me. And it's fine. It's fine. This isn't me like just like, here's these Hollywood fucking blah, 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 blah.
No.
But here's what it is. It's sometimes these recap podcasts have because there's so fucking many of them, have an air of like, hey, this will be a fun excuse to hang out and maybe we'll make some money. I'm sure there's... Right. It sucks when this will make some money and it'll be an excuse to hang out.
Right. I don't know how much they enjoyed the hangout part of it.
I don't seem to, based on the general charisma of the show.
And again, I can't reiterate enough. Michael Rosenbaum's solo podcast where he interviews people is fantastic.
It's I can't quite get my head around now I'm going to guilt you into joining the Patreon for a show I don't really like doing.
Right.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So, after that fucking half-hour tangent, Linda Lake comes down to the basement and is like, Chloe, make me some copies. It's like, no, you're bad. And also, I'm not an assistant.
You're bad. You ruined this guy's career of baseball or hockey or something.
Linda, though, only prints the truth. Leaving work, Linda is approached by Mike Dawson. He is angry and says he won't let Linda destroy any more lives. He chases Linda into a plaza with a fountain, but she disappears. When he approaches
Brian,
Yeah.
Did you recognize the plaza and the fountain?
Is that...
I passed by. I mean, it's just in downtown Vancouver. I pass by it all the time.
I guess not.
I knew exactly
not
where
really.
that was.
I'm sure I probably did at the time.
Yeah, totally.
But
yeah.
memory banks have maybe faded. Okay, so he approaches the fountain. He is suddenly pulled into it by the water and held under until he drowns. I was like, yes, monster!
Man.
Monster of the week! But that's more of a C story. B-ish story. And it's fine, actually. What we get is good. But
exactly. I think it's for the best.
I think
it's for the best.
You're right. Okay. Lana Lang tells Chloe that Lex proposed to her. She says that their relationship is doing well, but something wouldn't let her say yes right away. Probably because we got a weird fucking episode in between here.
Yeah.
Surely that was supposed to be how they left the midseason.
100%, yeah.
That was supposed to be how it went.
Yeah. That episode was intended to be earlier. Remember, we read that in the facts, but they probably realized it sucked and had to do something.
But even that ending, I would love to know how that went down, and I wish the podcast with the people who knew things about how things went down would focus on stuff like that. Okay, so Chloe guesses that Lana still has feelings for Clark.
Good guess, Chloe.
Good guess, Chloe. But also, really, why? I'm not that I'm not happy to see it, but like, also, you could make me feel that before. Oh, you're just gonna tell me? Okay,
No,
that's fine.
No,
that's fine.
This is totally like, well, writers look at their watch and they're like, it's that time of year.
Yeah, I'm simultaneously like, it's time to get everybody back into the fold here, rather than the banishment island Lex and Lana have been on.
Yeah.
But it's also like, okay, we're all gonna pretend this makes sense.
But I think the only exception is season 1, where every single season, Clark and Lana are kind of on the outs, and then when we get back from Christmas break, then they go, okay, and we're back to slowly pushing this back into the foreground.
Right.
I mean, it feels like basically every season.
Yeah. Hey,
sometimes they wait a little longer, like,
because we got to get all that interesting Stones lore in there.
Yeah.
Okay, Lana admits that if Clark had asked her, as in to marry him, she would have said yes immediately. Although, this is mentioned here in parentheses, when Clark proposed in Reckoning, she did have reservations. It was Clark that asked her to take time to think about it, since he also unloaded on her the weight of his secret.
Yeah, but I think she was ready to say yes. He was like, take time.
I think you're right.
I think you're about it. She didn't leave him hanging.
Right, you're right.
She answered like later that day. I'm
right.
It's fine. That's
not several days to weeks.
Yeah. Month plus.
That's a no, big guy. I know it's not how it's gonna go, but that's a. If I proposed to my now wife and she was like, "I'm gonna think about it for a while," I'm like, "Oh, you can just say no. You should just say no."
Not to get ahead of ourselves, but it would have been a no if Lana knew about abortion. Apparently. Which
not
we'll
an option.
Find out later.
Not an option.
We'll find out later in the episode. Yeah.
Not an option on this podcast.
We both like this episode, but the tension, the central question of this episode, like, depends on the audience just forgetting that abortion is an option.
It's this is a good episode. That doesn't mean it's a airtight episode.
Well, and also there's no world in which in 2006 or 7 or whatever this is that they would have an abortion mentioned on Smallville.
No, just a
miscarriage.
A couple horrible miscarriages.
As many miscarriages as you want. That's God's abortion. But
No, they have to want the baby to lose the baby on Smallville.
Yeah, right. But you couldn't. I mean, in a show like this, you couldn't talk about it.
No,
there's no way.
No.
I mean, most shows was not something you were really.
Definitely not. I don't think we'll start seeing that on mainstream shows until the 2010s, maybe.
Movies you can talk about.
Right. Okay. Chloe tells her she won't be able to move on from Clark unless she talks to him. As they leave, the water cooler bubbles. Water. Hydro. Jimmy Olsen meets a contact in an alley, but is surprised to find that it is Lois Lane. Lois,
did you notice the weird? This seems like weird. They cut out. It feels like they cut out like all the dialogue in the scene because it's mostly just like facial expressions that don't match, and like the music is working overtime.
It's so full disclosure here. I had a busy day today. I was watching these. I had my laptop on my fridge while I was cleaning my kitchen because we're gonna have guests soon. So like we were doing a full clean of the house, and like I have my AirPods in, so like I'm listening to the show, and I fully turn around to like watch this scene because I'm like,
no one's talking. Yeah,
just like,
there's not a lot of
weird.
talking happening.
This is a weird one. So, okay, she wants to buy exclusive pictures of Green Arrow. However, she is disappointed to see that there are only shots of his limbs and no ones of his face. But she notes that one of the photographs details a large laceration on the Green Arrow's arm. When Chloe picks up her coffee in the morning paper, she is shocked to see Linda Lake's newest article. The article details her and Lana's conversation, exposing the fact that Lana has feelings for Clark. I am absolutely shocked that the Daily Planet, imagine the New York Times had a gossip page, and then also would be like, imagine Jeff Bezos proposed to a lady, and then we just name check her nobody farm boy ex-boyfriend. Like, I can't imagine a world where this is an interesting story to anybody.
I mean, I guess the equivalent would be more like someone young and attractive and rich, like I don't know, like a royalty or something. I
guess so. I guess that's what they're going for.
I do see like a celebrity, like a movie star. They could mention some like ex-boyfriend is getting between them,
but if that's the case, Zach, Lex living here has put Smallville on the map. Which is why they built the bridge. That's how the bridge got built.
Oh, I'm sure Lex had a big part of. He was pushing that bridge.
The Luther Bridge? Is it the
it's the Luther Bridge.
Who's the brother?
Oh yes. Oh my gosh.
It's not Damien. It's not A. Is it an A name?
No. I'm gonna get it. It's oh my gosh. I can't believe Lionel Luthor, Lex Luthor, Lillian Luthor.
Julian. It's Julian.
Julian.
It's the Julian Luthor Memorial Bridge from Smallville to Metropolis. Making sure that Julian's legacy connects these two great places. That's canon, baby.
It's our canon. It's our canon now. Yep.
I'm gonna add it to the wiki to make it real canon.
Yeah,
you gotta listen to this podcast. We got all this canon lore.
We need to find a part on the wiki where in like the notes section where they're like complaining about the difference in time it takes we need to just put that in there. Like this explains it.
I have a new mission. I have a new mission, my guy, Zachary. New mission. Get ready. Game face. We have to, over a convention appearance, there are potentially accessible avenues to this. We need to contact Goff and Miller. Just be annoying enough about our bridge thing. of like, can we say the bridge thing is canon? And to just have to be like, fuck, fine, whatever. That we can then be like, this is canon. We've contributed to the Smallville canon.
We had them on the phone, sounding annoyed.
We just need. Fuck, fine, stop calling us. And then boom, this podcast is essential listening if you want the full Smallville experience. You can't understand Smallville if you don't listen to our podcast. You'll be lost.
I think your plan is flawless. And
yeah, of course. Can't wait to hear the butt.
No, that's it.
Yeah, that's
end of sentence.
You're fucking right. Okay. So the article details Chloe and Lana's conversation, exposing the fact that Lana has feelings for Clark. Clark arrives at the Talon, and Chloe, not wanting him to find out from the paper, tells him that Lex proposed. Clark doesn't dare believe the article is true, but Chloe confirms that Lana told her she was still in love with him. Clark exits hastily to the Luthor mansion to talk to Lana. I gotta say, Chloe, real bro this episode.
Yeah, totally.
Across the board, real bro.
She has a moment near the end that's total bro moment.
Yes.
That's just amazing,
yes.
And we will talk about.
Okay.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's this episode or next episode that made me think of it, but is she the front runner for MVP so far this season? Because there's no one else who's a front runner.
That's a good question. It's still early.
She's not like a huge part of any episode, but she's just consistent and solid.
Right.
She brings it.
Did she get Will Smith out of the Academy? Is she up for
of all the actors on here, she, with the exception of maybe John Glover, she's the only one who never phones it in.
That's right? A good point. It's a good point.
She's never phoning it in.
A great point, my friend.
Do we give her the award and then have it taken away from her, like afterwards?
That's a possibility. That's a possibility. All right.
Or we just say, if we vote for her, then officially we just say no award was given.
No award was given.
No award.
Everyone else lost the award. Everyone lost the award because Chloe won it. If Chloe wins this, there's no award. Okay. Lana awakens to breakfast in bed, courtesy of Lex, who has seen the article. Lex is calm about the matter and says he is glad to know now why Lana is hesitating.
I think the wiki writer's missing some social cues.
Yeah, right.
From that scene. Lex is calm about it. He's like passive aggressively bringing the paper in. It's creepy.
It's
man.
A get out. Get out of the house. Yeah. You gotta go. It's over, Lana. You gotta move.
I noticed the front page of the paper. I'm so glad it's in here, and you didn't tell me. That's great. That's not calm.
No.
He's being calm before he kills you.
Yeah. The rest of this day is gonna go normal. Lana receives a phone call from Chloe that she doesn't answer just as Clark arrives at the mansion. He asks Lex if he can talk to Lana, but Lex tells him she isn't there. Clark turns to go, but Lex tells him that he can't convince Lana to do anything, and they argue. Clark says that Lana's hesitation must be eating at Lex. Lex tells Clark that Lana won't turn his proposal down because she's pregnant with his child. Oh! Oh! Clark is obviously shocked by the news and doesn't respond.
That only works as a mic drop if there's no abortion. Like Lex, he's confident because he knows she's not going to abort it because abortion doesn't exist in this universe.
Doesn't exist.
That's the only way.
Doesn't exist. I mean, you're not going to go to fucking Smallville Medical for it.
I mean, they might do it by accident. So
that's the thing. Homeboard is real popular in Smallville because it's dangerous at Smallville Medical. It's what you don't want is to be giving birth and have the doctors look over and go, gross, what's happening? What's happening?
I guess we can't get too in the weeds on the abortion thing, but like,
I'm saving that sound.
she's under no obligation to keep that baby or marry you, asshole. Okay.
I mean, I think maybe it doesn't help with the conversation with Clark, which Lex would want to keep. Lex is trying to win this conversation anyway. It doesn't matter what's true.
Right.
And then
Sure.
Lana at the moment, I think, is unsure.
Right.
Which, now don't get me wrong, have the baby. Marriage is one thing. Have the baby. Then now you are tied to the billionaire for life.
Yes, totally. Yeah.
Have the baby.
You're just looking.
That makes it real.
Yeah, like in real life, Clark would be like, she can have your baby and live with me, and we'll get half your money. It's fucking great. I don't know what you're.
My wife and I got married, right? That's a pretty important life decision. That is kind of like, we're going to tie up all of our bad finances together.
Yeah.
We're going to make that choice. And then you have a kid. And now it's like, we can't erase this, man. We got this we got to deal with forever. If this shit goes south, we're still hanging out, kind of.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's just,
Yeah.
hang on to that kid. This is a weird conversation. This went to a weird place. I'm sorry, everybody.
The one time Clark knocks at the front door at Luther Mansion.
Well, now they've got...
He could have gone and just found Lana himself. But the one time he knocks.
They've upped security finally. They've upped it finally. Finally, they're just like, do you have? It was like, do you have an appointment? No, you got to go on your phone. You got to make an appointment. There is.
Go to the website.
Fucking hell. Yeah, right. There's no phone. Also, right. He's got to go to the website. He's got to book the appointment. It's not loading. You got to just refresh it. Sometimes it does that.
Who do you want to see? Lex or Lana? Lana. Okay, you have to see Lex first.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. There's a note here on your account. You got to see Lex first.
Yeah. Sorry. It says you have to see Lex. I can't. There's nothing I can do. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Okay. Can I go in? Nah, your appointment's at 4, man. Okay. Clark is shocked by the news and doesn't respond. Jimmy shows Chloe the article about Dawson's death and tells her that he thinks someone murdered him. He is unconvinced that a baseball player would kill himself in 2 feet of water. Chloe looks interested to investigate.
Baseball player. Okay.
Baseball player.
Meteors.
Baseball player.
Meteors
yes.
is the baseball team.
There we go. Gotta put it in the books.
Thank you, real Jimmy Olsen, for that tidbit.
I, once again, do not know what that means. I mean, I know what it means now, but I don't know how this could possibly play out.
Right. You don't know why it means.
I have no concept of how that could possibly go. Because he seems a lot like the Jimmy Olsen that we know.
Yeah.
From the comic book Superman.
He is. He's the real Jimmy Olsen.
The way you say that makes me think he might not be.
Nothing fishy, Armin Tanzarian.
Okay. Lex approaches Linda Lake in her unfinished new office. He leaves her a blank check and tells her to collect anything she can on Clark and Lana. I will say, now, there is a thing here of like, you don't want to make an enemy of Lex Luthor, right? That could go bad for you.
Right.
But it does seem like a pretty loosey-goosey contract here of like anything you can. Oh, man, I did the best I could. $5 bajillion, please.
I also love the movie TV trope of the blank check.
Right.
Like, that's a risky move when you are a billionaire, because she could just write $1 billion, right?
All of it. All the monies. This is legitimate. Bring that to the bank. Cash it. Everything in the vault. Just come on, wheel it out.
Have you ever done a freelance job for someone or something, and you're like, okay, what are you paying or whatever, and they're like, what do you think it's worth? Like, what do you think it's worth? And I'm always like, don't ask me that.
Yeah. It is.
I don't know.
It is so I've done a lot of freelance, and it's no, don't get me wrong. I prefer, I've worked with clients who have been like, I should make you the offer. And I'm like, you should make me the offer. Here's what, the more you do it, the more you get comfortable with, like, it's going to cost this much.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it comes with time. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks to do. It's so bad. I hate freelance. I hate it. But I've done a lot of it. And then you just do your best on your taxes and hope you don't go to jail.
They're coming for that talent mix money.
They're coming for it. They're coming for it.
We've got.
Thank God I don't think we qualify by any means. Okay. So Oliver Queen is instructing Lois in certain exercising styles in his loft apartment when Lois flips him over, pins him, and they start making out. They're in some tight-fitting aerobic wear. It's a sexy little scene.
It's a yes.
I turned around from doing dishes. I'm human.
Yeah, I mean, he gets aroused. He thinks they're gonna do it. She sees the scar. He gets blue balls.
Right. She takes his shirt off and notices a healing scratch on his bicep. He tells her it's a fencing accident, but Lois abruptly collects her things and leaves.
I feel like you could still, if I was with someone I thought was really attractive and I was dating, and we were about to bone, and then I found out they were secretly a vigilante that I've been researching, I think I'd still do it. And then leave and then go investigate or whatever. Right. I guess that's the difference between guys and girls. I feel like women can just can cut it off.
No, when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Right.
No, that's on now. And I'm not saying now. Of course,
I have to sit here for a minute.
Now, of course, right? You know that doesn't mean the other partner is obligated by any means to continue with it. But I gotta go take care of something in the other room. I gotta go check my emails.
That not on like a personal level of like me being upset with you, but like that will fuck up my evening if I don't. There's biology happening here, and
it's gotta go look at some things. Don't worry about it. Gotta go. I'll chase after you later. I'll chase after you.
Yeah.
I'll be down. You can run away. I'll be like, oh, no, wait.
Oh, no,
later.
Stop. Oh.
Oh. That's the thing. It's not any sort of anger at a partner. It's just a pathetic,
no.
Oh.
No, it's like, okay.
Oh.
Well, can you give me some privacy then?
Yeah. Okay. In the elevator, she compares the photos of Green Arrow's injury. Lois meets Clark in his loft and starts talking about how someone close to her has a serious hero complex and has been lying to her for a while. Clark looks panicked until Lois tells him... Clark,
he has no chill here.
Yeah, right.
He has no chill. Huh? What do you mean?
What are we talking about here?
You're insane. You're crazy.
Which is also funny. You're a crazy bitch. You know that? Anyone ever tell you that, Lois? Huh?
Just goes right into gaslighting.
Yep. Would sure hate for someone not to get a head injury right now, Lois. Would sure hate to have to pull a Lois wasn't herself tonight. Yeah, she wasn't herself. She touched a weird fucking brick and she was acting crazy and saying crazy shit. Fucking stupid. It's also like so funny of like, obviously she's talking about Oliver, right? And you know Oliver's thing. You know the whole thing. Why would she be talking about you? Idiot.
He's like, she said hero complex. She's talking about me. I have a hero complex.
I have a hero complex. Clark looks panicked until Lois tells him her theory. The Green Arrow is her boyfriend, Oliver. She says she needs proof before confronting him, though, and wants Clark to help her out. Clark goes to Lois's apartment to get photos and is caught by Chloe. He tells her that Jimmy took photos for Lois, and Chloe is surprised to hear this. Clark accuses Chloe of keeping secrets as well, guessing that Chloe knew that Lana was pregnant. Chloe counters that is
right off. Fuck right off, Clark.
And
just
I actually
fuck
like
yourself into eternity.
I like how this scene plays out because Chloe tells him basically that. In so few words. Yeah. Chloe counters that it's unfair for him to be mad at her because she keeps his secret every day and had to protect someone else. She almost starts to cry, and Clark feels bad for upsetting her and apologizes with a hug. I think it's even better than the wiki says it of Clark immediately realizes I fucked up, and it's just the most I'm wrong, sorry, and hugs her.
Sorry, I'm a big dumb alien. Yeah. No, it's a good scene.
It's a good scene.
I do think the performances in this episode, particularly by Kristen Crook, are very good. And I think maybe an actor directing another actor, they often get really good performances out of them.
Yeah, and Tom maybe really wanting it out of him, He's probably trying to prove his own chops here, probably spending more time with it than other people maybe do. Yeah. And he's also... I believe typically how these go where I don't know if I assume Welling gets a producer credit eventually, right? I don't know if that's the case.
I'm sure.
By now 5 years it would not be it's basically a way to producer usually is quote unquote a vanity credit. It's also a way to you get paid as an actor salary and then you also get your additional producer salary. It's a way to raise things up and he's getting paid that. Well, he's getting paid that as a producer, you see. So typically how these things go when an actor wants to direct and you got to kind of keep the star of your show happy. They want to learn these new things to not be wasting their time on a CW show, etc. But you have an old hat seasoned director kind of behind them, making sure they can't fuck this up that hard. Tom's now got a couple under his belt and is probably much more in charge now than he has been in the past.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is a good one. It's a good one.
It is, and I mean,
and a better script. He's got a better script.
Yes, the Lois Green Arrow Clark subplot is the highlight of the episode for sure.
Yes. I don't know a TV director 1,000,000%. A film director absolutely can be we got to rewrite this scene. We got to refigure out this scene and instruct the screenwriter to do that. I don't think a TV director has that same hierarchy.
Well,
showrunner decides that scene's not working. It's got to be rewritten.
They have a writer on the set,
right,
representing the writer's room, that they can be we need to rework it. Here's what we're,
right.
They can work with them to rewrite it, but
not the director's not making that call on a TV set.
Probably not. I mean, it depends on the show. I think
it depends on the show, of course. But okay, so. During their conversation, the bathtub overflows and Linda Lake forms a puddle on the floor, having heard the entire exchange. The entire exchange, of course, it's not mentioned here. I guess it mentions his secret, but they explicitly talk about you're an alien and I fucking keep secret that you're a fucking alien. And he's I prefer intergalactic traveler, and that's the fun little. It's a good bit. The danger here is silly. Random guy said he was alien to random girl isn't exactly front page news.
She's going to press with this. Yeah. She's going to press. She overheard this shit.
Nothing.
I feel she loses her credibility. Nothing. The gossip column.
This problem fixes itself.
This is the Steele dossier, but only worse. This is
fully 1,000,000,000,000% just I heard a guy tell a guy you don't know him. But he told a girl she writes little nothings for the Daily Planet. You don't know her. But he said he was an alien, and she said he was an alien. So like 500 words.
Yeah. Page 1.
Page 1?
1B. Well, yeah.
It's the actual in 2020, the government came out and was like, UFOs are real. And we all went, oh, fucking whatever.
Who cares? Did you see this TikTok video?
Okay, so Chloe finds Lana waiting outside the Daily Planet building. Lana accuses Chloe of telling Linda their conversation, and Chloe says she would never betray Lana like that, and she should give her the benefit of the doubt. Lana backtracks and says Clark has left her with doubts about what her friends will do. Chloe takes this to mean that their conversation didn't go well when Clark went to see her, but Lana doesn't know anything about this and tells her that they never talked. Never spoke is correct. It says never talked, but it should be they never spoke, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
They decide to find out how Linda Lake overheard their conversation.
Is this the first time we've ever gotten an actual scene outside the Daily Planet? Like, that is always the establishing shot, but they're actually shooting.
I think so.
In that building.
Had thought,
yeah.
Right. I had thought maybe that was the shot from Superman Returns or the set from Superman Returns. I don't think so anymore now.
So what is the set for?
I thought
walking out of
the Daily Planet exterior, not the globe, but like the doors to it.
Oh no, that's we walk by that all the time. That's the real doors.
That's
to that
the real
building.
doors to the. Got it. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So Lois meets Clark in the barn and says that maybe she doesn't want to know if Oliver is the Green Arrow because she's fallen in love with him and doesn't care anymore. Clark calls her bluff, knowing she wouldn't be able to let it go, and hatches a plan so that she can find out without having to confront him. Clark already being like, fucking, all right, rookie.
Yeah.
You want to gaslight some loved ones? I'm your guy.
I like how she's like, I'm not going to worry about it. And he's like, talks her out of it. He's like, oh no, we have a whole plan to gaslight.
Oh, no. There's a
You're gonna
whole
ruin
fucking,
everything.
this is my superpower. It's how I keep fucking getting away with this. And I need it. I need it to escalate. I need to do it for someone else. I need to wing gaslight. I need it.
He's like what we were just talking about. He's all worked up, ready to gaslight, and he can't just not gaslight now that he's all worked up.
The whole fucking plan?
You know,
the whole fucking plan? No, Lois.
you don't ruin
fuck
my
with your
Saturday
head.
night. I like that he says you're like a pit bull in a pant leg to Lois.
That.
There's no way you're gonna let this go until you find out the truth. But I'm like, that's not a saying.
Pit bull in a pant leg. All right. Later, Clark arrives at Queen Tower for a movie night, which Lois keeps calling a party. Having a buddy over for a movie.
The setup for this little con is so absurd. Like, hey, what if we just had Clark third wheel a movie at my place?
No one on this show just hangs out. So like
no, but like Clark and Lois aren't like, I mean, they're buddies, but they're not like let's hang out buddies.
Right.
And Oliver, for all she knows, Clark doesn't really know Oliver that much. I mean, I guess he came over for dinner one time for Thanksgiving.
He's been to Thanksgiving
this is
now.
Weird.
And
then she's like, I brought the popcorn, and it's just a big, giant bag of popcorn, like plastic bag of popcorn. You got to make the popcorn.
You just brought a big plastic bag of popcorn?
Yeah, right. Like she got it from the fair or something. I don't know. It's weird.
You can go into a lot of movie theaters and like, can I just have a big bag of popcorn? But like, why?
No. It's not. Yes, you can. But she has like a big, like garbage,
Yeah.
clear garbage.
That's what they'd give it
that
to you.
bought.
They'd give you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Popcorn, like the excess popcorn, is usually thrown into these big garbage bags overnight, and like, yeah,
So
we'll give you,
Lois just
we'll
went to
give you
the
one.
dumpster and just found some popcorn.
No, and then we stored it for the next day. I worked in a movie theater in high school. We
Oh,
stored it for the
gross.
next day. Yeah.
Gross. Yeah.
But yeah, if you were
disgusting.
like, can I have one of those for like, we'd be like, yeah, fucking $10.
That's awesome.
I'd go home with bags of popcorn all the time. That said, I don't think that's what this is. I am trying to perfect perfect at-home popcorn. For like, I have a kid. I don't get to go to the movies as much as I used to.
Well,
so I'm
you
trying
need
to
to get a
recreate the
popcorn-
experience as much as possible.
Get a popcorn maker, like a specific.
I'm trying to recreate it as much as possible on a budget.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Christmas is coming up.
Christmas is coming
I'll
up.
remember that. Yeah. Put that on the list.
There actually is something you can get stovetop that actually is pretty close to it that can create that kind of crispy popcorn. The secret for anybody at home, Flavacol. It's this, you can get it on Amazon. It comes in like a classic like milk carton, and it's this salty, buttery dust. That's what your movie theater popcorn is popped in addition to lots of oil. But it's, we were disgusting at the movie theater that I worked in. It was, we would take like cups and like fill it with popcorn, and then we just put that fucking Flavacol straight over it. And now I have fucking blood pressure issues. Who would have guessed?
Weird. I don't think they're related. I think.
I think those are completely unrelated things. Okay. So later, Clark arrives at Queen Tower for a movie night. Lois has purposely forgotten the ice for margaritas, which, yeah, I would say, yeah, go out and get some fucking ice. Come on. We'll wait.
Wait. Oliver Queen, billionaire, does not have ice
Doesn't have ice?
in his apartment.
He doesn't have a fucking ice maker?
Ice tray, ice machine. Okay.
I get this ad for refrigerators on Hulu that specifically says it has two different ice makers, Diamond Ice and Entertaining Ice. And what the fuck is the difference? What's that about, man?
I'm not trying to be rude. I know you invited me over to your home and I'm your guest and you're wonderful, but did you give me Diamond Ice instead of
Like, are you fucking
because I
idiot?
can taste this ice tastes different.
I just think
Then
if
what?
you knew anything, you would have served her this Entertaining Ice.
Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed for you. Don't take it back. It's fine. I'll drink it.
No, I'll drink it. It's fine.
fine.
But just so you know, I am not entertained. Do you ever fucking interact with those kind of people who are like, no, it's fine. I just want to let you know. Fuck you. Why'd you bring it up?
Yeah. Oh,
Get out of my house.
I mean, working in customer
sure.
service my whole life, I've heard that lots of times.
Fuck off. Okay. Oliver tells Clark when she's gone. Lois leaves to go get ice. When she's gone, Oliver tells Clark that it's showtime. Lois is walking in a dark alley and calls Oliver, pretending to be chased by thugs. Jimmy comes out pretending to be a thug. But he is then soon joined by real thugs. Green Arrow. Thug also, gotta say, problematic word here, Wiki, but it's fine. You don't mean it. But Green Arrow swoops in. Green Arrow is in quotation marks here. Swoops in and throws one of them across the alley. Lois approaches Green Arrow and kisses him passionately, saying that Oliver's secret is safe with her. And you don't feel like assholes right now? However, Oliver walks up behind her just then. Lois slaps Green Arrow just as Jimmy gears up to take a picture of his face. But just as Jimmy shoots, Green Arrow speeds away, revealing that it is Clark. He reappears out of sight and takes off the hood to reveal his facial expression that he actually found Lois's kiss to be, and I quote the wiki here, somewhat amazing. Somewhat amazing.
You can't be somewhat amazing. Amazing implies that it's not just somewhat. I don't think you can be half amazing.
Not amazing, don't get me wrong, it was too on the spot, but like it can be like it can be crossing the
It was somewhat amazing.
It's in the orbit of amazing. It's look, conversationally you can be somewhat amazing.
It's such a fun scene. It's so fun.
It's a great
Everyone's
scene.
Good. You got Oliver. He does good faces. Did you just call him Oliver?
Yeah.
It's good. It's good stuff.
It's good stuff. I very much liked it. It's very silly and very dark. Do we have a good reason why Oliver can't tell her? Like he's just
no.
There's no even like he's an alien. He's just I guess he's doing crime kind of.
Yeah, but if you're in love with her,
she's got to know eventually, right?
Yeah.
Chloe sneaks into Linda's office and is working with Lana over a webcam to find out what other secrets Lake knows about Lex and Lana. Chloe discovers Linda's newest headline, which details that Clark is an alien. She is shocked, and Lana witnesses her reaction. They are interrupted by Linda, who tells her that everyone will believe the article because Chloe can verify it. Not if she's like, nuh-uh.
No one will believe the article either way.
No one's reading this article because it's nothing. And your newspaper is if her editor is she would have an editor who would be like, "What is this? Why did you give this to me?"
Haha, funny joke. Where's the real story?
Right. And really, a major newspaper would not be haha funny joke. Like, why the fuck are you wasting my time? Like we put one of these out every fucking day. We're taking your office away. Fuck you. Okay, Chloe discovers Linda's newest headline, which details that Clark is an alien. She is shocked, and Lana witnesses her reaction. They are interrupted by Linda, who tells her that everyone will believe her article. Chloe can verify it. She is surprised that Chloe has kept a secret about her farm boy friend that could make her career skyrocket. No. Lana is listening to the whole exchange, but just as Linda is about to reveal exactly what and who the article is about, Chloe grabs a hammer and smashes the laptop so that Lana won't be able to hear. Chloe tells her that she knows Linda killed Mike Dawson, probably from some special ability she maintained when her news van crushed Crater Lake. I loved right here. Chloe is like, I found out these things about you, all off screen.
Yeah.
I had a whole adventure off screen.
Yeah, we're also, I feel like for a few episodes we kind of skipped over the let's explain the powers, and now it's like, yeah, we'll explain it in one line of it's fine, don't worry. She was a meteor, Smallville. News van.
I would love a scene where the freak of the week begins a whole monologue where, like, I was in Smallville during the second meteor shower, and so no, we figured, yeah, no, we put that together.
You'll never believe what happened.
Season 6. No. Yeah.
Yeah, there were these green meteor rocks. Yeah, no, we know.
Yeah. This is like episode 110-ish. We got it.
We've encountered 47 people like you. You're not unique, buddy. Sorry. Linda
grabs a nail gun and tries to shoot Chloe, but she runs out of the building. They fight in the street, and Linda runs after her. She is struck by Linda's car and bursts into a puddle of water. A real Alex Mack situation. Remember the secret world of Alex Mack?
I 100% remember Alex Mack. I had a big thing for, it might be my first crush for
same.
Alex Mack.
I remember, I have a distinct memory with Alex Mack where in the intro she describes that she's in junior high school. And so I went to a Catholic school where that was kindergarten through 8th grade. I did not go to a quote-unquote middle school. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade were just in the same school.
Gotcha.
So in my Secret World of Alex Macking days, understood I was going to high school after 8th grade, but then I'm like, she's talking about junior high school. Like, fuck, is there another fucking school step that I fucking didn't know about? Is it junior high school than high school? Fuck!
I thought I was almost done with this shit.
By this point, I'm probably second, third grade. Like at this point, like, oh god, is there another step? Fuck! Okay, so Jimmy shows Chloe photographs of their encounter with Green Arrow. He is excited to show her the photo of his face, but is disappointed to see that he has disappeared from the picture. Chloe invites Clark to the Talon apartment, where Lois is recounting the escapades from the previous night. Quick addendum is that this is the first time we've seen the Talon in a while, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I think so,
I think so. I was literally like, oh, the Talon! I don't think we've seen it this season. Which means it was just sitting on a lot.
No, they had to have used it at some point.
I don't think so, buddy.
You're right. I think you might be right.
It felt weird to even see it. Like, oh, throwback.
Yeah.
Chloe implies to Clark that she is aware that he was disguised as Green Arrow, obviously highly amused by the situation. Lois finishes the story by dreamily saying that Green Arrow is a much better kisser than Oliver. Clark looks embarrassed and flattered at what is being said. Also, gotta say, Lois, you dirty dog. Come on, you can keep some things to yourself. You don't have to tell all your friends.
A fantastic scene. This is the show. This is what I want the show to be.
Absolutely.
This is so fun. First of all, I love that she's like, Clark, where did you disappear to last night? Clark didn't go back to the movie night after the Green Arrow thing. He just bounced. Wouldn't that totally ruin the whole con?
Right, you gotta go and watch fucking what's the 2006 movie?
Yeah.
You gotta go watch Batman Begins.
Yeah. He's like, wait, the Narrows looks like Metropolis.
Weird.
My world is crumbling. No, the best moment is Chloe has her homie moment where
it's so
she's
good.
kind of talking. Lois is telling the story, the Green Arrow story, and Clark is about to speak up and interrupt. And then Chloe hits him and is like, no, shut the fuck up. You're going to want to hear this part. Like, let Lois talk. This is the part you want to hear, buddy. And then
I'm doing you a favor right now. I want you to hear this because this is going to make you my friend's fucking year.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then Lois then talks about how Clark is a good kisser.
Great.
She doesn't know it's Clark, of course, but it's great.
So funny how I've talked about this, I'm sure 100 times over the course of the 100-something episodes that we've posted, let alone done. I remember Chloe and Clark and that dynamic, the romantic dynamic, being such a bigger thing, being such a bigger element of the show when it really comes down to a couple of episodes.
Right. It was a lot of pining from Chloe.
I don't even think a lot of pining. Maybe some and remember, Chloe kind of likes Clark, but nothing actually happening. Nothing that would make... I don't know if that would make the broad summary of the show. If you were sum up all the major plot beats of the show, I don't know if Chloe liked Clark would make the cut.
I mean, probably if you asked Allison Mack. Are you going to ask her?
I don't have a joke there. No, I'm not going to.
Could we get Allison Mack on the show, do you think?
Could we get Allison Mack on the show? No, I think she's very wary of...
Of course she has to be, yeah.
Because, of course... Because even taking into account, we have no journalistic integrity. We have no obligation to drill her with hard questions. But if Allison Mack was cool and chill on our show, agreed to do our show, came on, eventually, I think a couple beers deep, I'd have to be so about the branding,
No, it's in her contract. You can't bring it up.
I still think I would, So, and then obviously, of course, she would just bail and just leave the fucking Zoom call. But like, no, of course you don't go on a fucking Smallville podcast. That's the last place you should go. I'm gonna ask about the sex cult branding you did. Obviously, I'm gonna do that.
I'm expecting one day she goes on Michael Rosenbaum's podcast.
One day she goes on. That's the
One
podcast
day.
she would do.
Yes. 10 years down the line.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. If it happens, that's the most likely one, it will happen when she has a book to promote.
Right. Yes. You got to wait a little longer, and then you come out and you're like, I'm reformed.
Right.
Here's my story. I was also kind of a victim, which maybe she was.
Which is absolutely. I mean, it's true. It's there's a bigger boss villain here who manipulated vulnerable people into also being monsters. That's not. That said, she branded people. She branded people in a sex cult. That's also true.
Yep. I think she's out now, isn't she?
She is out now, and not responding to my emails about coming on our podcast.
I mean, Brian, if she served her time, then maybe she is eligible for the MVP.
That's a good point. That's a fair point. We'll talk. We'll bring it to the committee. We'll present, and then the committee will have to make a choice.
The committee is Emily.
The committee is my wife, Emily. Who does not care. Which actually helps, I think, our situation a little bit. Helps the question.
Yeah, absolutely. So impartial.
Okay. Lana asks Chloe about what she and Linda were talking about, and Chloe avoids the questions. Lana says she knows Chloe is helping Clark hide something, but Chloe tells her that Linda is grasping at straws. Chloe assures her that she would never do anything to hurt Lana. Lana sidesteps in, commenting that she is starting to sound like Clark. I thought that was a good little bit here.
Oh, it's so good. Fucking poor Lana. She's now Chloe's gaslighting. She's like, you motherfucker. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
I'm also like, though, don't get me wrong, poor Lana, yes, everything you said is correct. I'm also like, Lana, can you like start putting two and two fucking together here? Like, come on, you're the only person who doesn't know. You're the only one. You're the only person on the show who's like, what is Clark doing?
Yeah, Lex has brain damage, so that's an excuse for him. But
right, it's like you at least know he has superpowers, right? Do you know that? Do you know anything? I want to know so bad what Lana knows or thinks she knows.
Right, she has to assume he's a meteor freak, right? That has
if she doesn't, I'm concerned for her brain. I'm concerned for her terrible bruised brain.
Is that he's a meteor freak, and I'm surprised she hasn't been like, Clark, I know you're a meteor freak. And why wouldn't Clark be like, you're right?
Why not?
Yeah, that's it. That's the answer. I'm a meteor freak. I'm a victim too. I definitely didn't cause your parents' death.
Definitely didn't. Definitely, your dad did not get fucking, he's on fire, and be fucking jammed by the same fucking broken rocks on which I was born. And then came to you on the solar winds.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, I love that she's like, how do you do that to Chloe? How do you just fucking lie like that? That's insane. You're sick. You're a sick person.
Broken. Okay. She says she's sorry she did. Lana leaves and approaches Clark in his loft. She says that she is sorry she didn't tell him Lex proposed and that Clark is still a part of her life. Is he? I don't think they've had a scene together all fucking season.
No, not really. Not really.
And she can't completely cut that out. She asks Clark what he wanted to talk to her about, also telling him she knows Chloe is helping him cover up something and she wants him to finally trust her. But Clark says that everything is different now. He tells her that Lex told him about the baby. Lana says she doesn't want to regret anymore and turns to go. Clark tells her he hopes that Lex makes her happy.
She's so good in that scene.
Great. It's an okay scene, but she's great in it.
She's at like near tears, like will you please? I'm begging you to tell me. Like, please tell me. Like, he was about to tell her earlier. He found out she had a baby, and he did. And she's just like, "You're literally killing me. Just tell me, you."
I will go fucking marry Lex Luthor if you don't fucking tell me right now.
Right?
I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. I will walk out of this. I will walk out of this bar and I will go marry Lex Luthor, and she does.
I know. Oh. But it's good. She's good. Good job,
Yes.
Kristen Cook. You're killing it. You're killing it.
This is not a new problem for the show. This episode did not invent this problem. Lex tentatively approaches Lana again at the mansion and admits that he is afraid of her answer. She tells him about her and Clark's conversation and says that she will probably always love both of them, but she is done regretting. Lex tells her he will wait forever for the one person that he thinks could learn to love him that he met when she was 14. She was 14. Maybe 13. Freshman in high school.
That wasn't in.
And he was an adult man.
In the wiki. You just added.
I'm
that.
reading straight from the wiki. I'm Zach. I'm reading straight from the fucking wiki. 14. At most. A 14-year-old dating a senior. Not
but
weird.
She was reading Nietzsche books at 14 on the first day of school.
Yeah, I fucking lied about that shit too in high school. No, she fucking didn't.
She had the book.
I had the book too. I had lots of books I pretended to read, Zach.
She knew Man or Superman.
That's
she
true.
knew the stuff.
That's true. Good point. Lana accepts Lex's proposal and they hug.
Boo.
Boo. I also, it's funny how I feel like a lot of the reaction online to this storyline is very, I hate Lex and Lana together. You're not supposed to feel good about this. Like, it's not like...
No, yeah. You're supposed to go, ew. Yuck.
It's... In wrestling, boo, we hate the guy who's mean about the city we're in and said we all suck. We don't like that guy. We hope the good guy wins. Yeah, you're real fucking seeing through here.
The guy who plays that character in wrestling isn't like backstage like, man, they were booing me.
Yeah, right.
They didn't like me. Oh, man, I hate myself.
Why were they so mean to me?
I hate it.
They won't let me say what I feel. As I come out to be a big, strong, scary guy. Why don't they respect me as an athlete?
And I do cheap shots on my opponent.
Sure, and the ref doesn't see them when I hit him with brass knuckles. Because we don't do instant replay for some reason. Because the writing
everyone in the audience saw it.
And they keep playing it in a replay, but there's nothing they can do about it because the ref didn't see it. I fucking love wrestling. God damn. Fuck. Wrestling's so good. Okay. We have featured music. I'll Wait For You by Jay Condiotti. A nothing song that is just playing diegetically in the background of the Talon.
Not a needle drop. Oh, wait.
Not technically a needle drop. This was featured music.
I can't remember if Emily's ruling was that we could have it be a needle drop just that one time for the Linkin Park song, or...
I'm not worried about it for this one. Zach, I'm pretty confident it's not going to come up. I believe the ruling in that specific case was that it was both, because it carries over into a scene where it was not being played diegetically.
Oh, yes. It was a technicality.
Yes.
We got it on a technicality.
Yes. Once again, I do not think I'll Wait For You by Jay Condiotti. A great song. I say pulling out of my ass. I can't remember a fucking thing of it. Hydro means pertaining to water power. There you go.
Interesting. Okay.
Let's see. Tori Spelling filmed this episode when she was 5 months pregnant.
Wow. Good for her.
Good for her. This is the second episode Tom Welling directed. I thought he did a couple more, but I guess not. This is number 2. In the DC Universe 1990 television series The Flash, there's a character named Linda Lake. That's funny. There was a short-lived Flash TV series. That's probably on purpose.
Oh, it has to be.
That's
gotta be.
I'd believe that to be a little nod. Maybe not, but I believe it. This is the first on-screen meeting between Lois and Jimmy, though they've seemingly met off-screen as they know each other. Though they're, when they meet, it's a little like, you? Though, yeah, so I guess they do know who each other are.
She would have had to, she's Chloe's cousin, they're close.
Right. Zach?
And maybe she's met the fake Jimmy Olsen, not the real one.
What the fuck could that possibly, how the fuck could that play out? Once again, for anyone who this is their first fucking show, I have not seen past season 7. So this reveal for Jimmy Olsen, I don't fucking know what Zach is talking about. And it sounds bad. It doesn't sound great. Zach, we're going to play a game. Here's a game. Game. This is the... Sorry, I got to scroll up. This is the 120th episode of Smallville. How many appearances of Clark's signature red jacket, blue shirt outfit? How many times do you think he has worn that so far out of 120 episodes?
That didn't become his regular thing until like 4 or 5, I think. It was later. So let's see. I'm going to say in the 20s.
Higher. One more guess.
In the 40s.
46th. The 46th appearance. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
Mean,
you did
once
good.
They
you
lock
did good.
it in there. Once they lock it in there, it's pretty much his look.
Yeah.
They occasionally do blue jacket with red shirt.
They really mix it up.
Yeah.
All right, brother. I think that's everything. Good episode. Good episode. We'll reset.
A lot of fun.
It's been one episode since we had a stinker. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thank you for listening to the Talon Mix. Hey, pull out your phone, whatever the fuck you're listening to this on. On the platform, the podcast platform, there's probably a way to indicate that you were enjoying what you were listening
Stars,
to.
thumbs up,
a comment.
Give it to us.
Just a review, all that stuff. It does help. It helps. Hey, also, we have a Patreon. You can head to bit.ly, Brian Zach Pod. That's bit.ly, Brian Zach Pod. We try to put some bonus stuff up there. It's not really with any sort of regularity. We think the stuff up there is fun. If you're enjoying the show and want to help support it, we really, really appreciate it. That said, we'll keep doing the show whether or not you don't, unlike some other Smallville podcasts out there, apparently. Just saying. Zach, do you have a question for the Smallville gods?
I sure do, Brian. Smallville gods, I would love to know, is the Julian Luther Bridge Smallville canon?
I don't remember which button this soundbite is on, so I'm really taking a guess here. I'm taking a guess. No, that one's bad.